So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Minnesota, or more specifically, Las Vegas. In the last video, we swamp donkeyed all over, dropped my nutsack in the mouth of the Edmonton Oilers, won that series in 5 games, no sweat, and we found out that our second round opponent is going to be the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and they will have home ice advantage over us. So, welcome to Las Vegas. Let's very quickly take a quick look at their lines. We did this all in the last video, so go ahead and watch that one if you have not yet. I am very excited to get into this series. If you can't tell, I'm riding a wave. I'm riding a confidence high right now. Maybe this is Dunning-Kruger. Maybe I've just summited Mount Stupid, and I'm about to get the collective foot of the Las Vegas Golden Knights shoved so far up my ass that I'm spewing, I don't even know, Seth MacFarlane jargon. Who knows? Who knows? But this team is good. This team is really good. As confident as I am after that showing against the Edmonton Oilers, I can't deny that this team is sexy, to be honest with you. This top six is unbelievable. Hurdle, Eichel, Marchessault, Stevenson, Carlson, and Stone is going to be hard to beat. It's hard to beat. I still think that Edmonton's top six is a little bit better just because it's really hard to beat McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman. But this top six is very, very good because of the balance, because of the depth. That's the story with this team, is they're deep, right? They have that stud, they have Eichel, and then on the blue line they have two studs, Theodore and Pietrangelo, but they're deep. They're just deep. And then goalies as well. Neither of these guys are really particularly amazing. I mean, obviously, Aiden Hill is playing like Patrick Waugh, but they're just deep, right? They have a lot of options. If somebody isn't playing well, they can just sub somebody else in and not really miss a beat. They just have options, depth. Their bottom six outclasses us. Their top six is minorly better than ours. Their defense just honestly blows ours out of the water. But let's go. This team, it's not playing like a 41 and 33 team. It's playing like a 60 win God squad. So first game in Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. Let's go. Let's go. Whoopsie dingle. The defending Stanley Cup champions, I should mention that. The Las Vegas Golden Knights. We kill off a power play immediately. That's how you set the tone. If Jacob Middleton is going to be taking penalties, you kill him off. You kill him off and you get through the first period clean. Let's make that happen here. Let's do that. Let's do that. We like that. We like that. The first period clean. The T-Mobile Center is dead silent, right? They're used to Vegas just scoring bang, bang, boom, boom, boom. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. The Minnesota Wild are going to shut it down. We're going to come into your home park. We're going to come onto your home ice, and we're not going to let you score. And there's not a damn thing that you can do about it. 5 minutes left now in the second period. Still no score in the desert. We get through two clean. Both goalies, fantastic. It's a one-period game. It is looking more and more like the first team to score is going to be the team that takes it, and that's how it felt in Game 5 against Edmonton. That game went to overtime. Joel Eriksson called game. 2 power plays, 1 for each team in the third, is killed off. Shots are so even right now. It's insane. Please do not go to overtime. My voice can't take it. 3 minutes left. 1 minute left, and we are going to overtime in game number 1. Tied at 0-0 heading into overtime. The puck is dropped in the faceoff, won by Joel Eriksson. Skated into the zone by Brodin. Kaprizov over the wing. Skates it behind the net. Loses it to Eichel. And now Hurdle with Marchessault with. Hurdle looking for a pass in the middle. Got nothing. Skates it over. Drops it to the point. Theodore to Eichel. Eichel, this shot goes wide. Jared Spurgeon first to that puck. Moves up to Kaprizov. Hard stop. Kaprizov sees Zuccarello. Zuccarello got some space. Tries to drop it back, but it's intercepted. And now Pietrangelo, moving with it, decides to skate back. Over to Theodore. Up to Hurdle. Eichel now trying to get it into the zone, but it's Marchessault. Into the middle of the Hurdle. And the shot deflected goes wide. Pietrangelo now over to Marchessault, and he scores from a long way out. Jonathan Marchessault is going to put the winner in the basket. He beats Marc-Andre Fleury high on that blocker side. And the Minnesota Wild are going to drop game number 1 by a score of 1-0. So we drop game number 1 to Vegas on the road by a score of 1-0 in overtime. And there's a reason that I'm not worried about that. And that reason is because they scored 1 goal, right? We've had to play 4 periods, well, not 4 whole periods, but we had to play into a fourth period of hockey, and there was only 1 goal scored. That's a good game defensively as far as I'm concerned. It's a piss poor game offensively as well, and we should all be ashamed. But still, there's no reason to blow the panic alarm. Fleury played well, but at the end of the day, he can't stop them all. And if we even scored 1 goal in regulation, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to lose, you know? So game number 2, still on the road in Las Vegas, and I'm not worried. The panic alarm is not being pressed just yet. No line changes are going to be made. Game number 2, the opportunity now to tie up the series on the road. We went into Edmonton and we stole 2 on the road, and Jason Zucker scores. And Liam Ogren scores. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. If you even score 1 in regulation, I'm confident that Fleury and the defense can just make it happen. They can make it happen. Jason Zucker, trade deadline acquisition, is christening the ice here in game number 2. I don't think that makes any sense what I just said, but we're up 2. Heading into the third, that's a successful first period as far as I'm concerned. We kill off a 5-on-3. They kill off one of our power plays, but that's fine. We're not even going to think about scoring another goal the rest of the game. We just want defense. Laser focus, chip and chase, rim it around along the boards, and now 2 periods that the Vegas Golden Knights have not scored. Just keep that momentum rolling. Keep that momentum rolling. Defense. Strong defensive game. Marc-Andre Fleury is a rock. Marc-Andre Fleury is a beast. Power plays killed off, that's fine. As far as I'm concerned, power play is just free, wasted 2 minutes. Come on, we got 4 minutes left, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. And Dominik Kubalik scores on the open net, and Minnesota wins game number 2 by a score of 3-0. And that's how we're going to win these games. That is how we are going to win hockey games. Kirill Kaprizov goes pointless again, that's fine. That's fine. We just need Fleury to go out there. We just need the defense to go out there, work together a little bit, and steal us some hockey games. There's a reason that the panic button was not pressed after game number 1, and that is why, because this team can rebound. This team can fight. Game number 3, at home, XL Energy Center, Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm loving what I'm seeing from this team. And Kaprizov, there you go. You call him out for not scoring, and he scores. Power play goal for Kirill Kaprizov. Even in the regular season, Jack Eichel scores. That is the Las Vegas Golden Knights' first goal in regulation in this whole series. It took them 6.5 periods to score a goal in regulation. That's going to play. That is absolutely going to play. Period number 2, we got to score first. It's a tie game. You have to be the one to break it. And we will not. William Karlsson from the hash marks. Puts the Knights in front. They're almost doubling our shots now, which I don't love. Power play, you gotta even it up here. There you go. Freddie Gaudreau, just after the power play ends at third line center. It's gonna even up this game. Let's get it to third tied. Just get it to the third period. All knotted up, that's fine. I got nothing to say. Keep talking, or keep playing. Because I won't do any talking. Liam Ogren, the fourth liner, the rookie, the young kid scoring from an impossible angle. Power play Vegas. Kill that off. That's a success for me. 10 minutes left in the game. Gotta get there. Fleury, he's not letting up another one. He's not doing it. The defense, turnovers at the blue line, and then just ice the puck. Ryan Hartman, insurance. The same spot as Ogren, that's fine. Stone scores, that's fine. Because Hartman, Zuccarello puts it on ice. And game number 3 is stolen again by the Minnesota Wild. This team just steals games. And Marcus Johansson, I could kiss you on the lips. What was I saying after the Oilers series? This Johansson guy needs to get going, and he does. He doesn't show up in the goal column. He doesn't show up in the takeaway column, but by God, does this guy get assists. So Hartman with the goal and the assist, Kaprizov with the goal and the assist, we like that. Zuccarello just the goal. Brock Faber had an assist, so now everybody on this team except the goalies has at least 1 point in the playoffs. We like to see that. That's a good game from everybody involved. A very, very good game from everybody involved. We like to see that. I got to save this game right away. Right away. But it is absolutely, like I said, against the Edmonton Oilers and every other series before that. Game number 4 is the most important game of the series. It's the difference between a 3-1 series lead for the good guys and a 2-2 series tie where the rest of the series is a best 2-3 power play for Vegas right away. Right away, but it's killed. It's killed. Your goalie is your best penalty killer, and our goalie is a stud. Marco Rossi scores from the bottom of the hash marks, and we lead early in Minnesota. Tack on, boys. Tack on. Yes, please. Matthew Boldy from the power play hash marks. Power play hash marks. That's a new term that it's actually just about to catch on. There's just about to be a wave of people saying power play hash marks. Anyway, Barbashev scoring, crashing the crease, gets Vegas back within one late in the first, and that's fine. Because Marco Rossi is going to get it right back. Power play for Vegas immediately after the goal is killed off. It's killed off. This team is really impressing me. I'm not going to lie. I thought we were going to get swept out by the Oilers, but we almost swept them, and I thought we were going to get just walked all over by Vegas, and it's looking like we're not doing so bad. But here we go, third period, and you're 2 games away from security. Joel Eriksson-Ek. Beautiful, beautiful. That might have just put this game on ice. Another power play goal would do it for sure, but that's fine. Marco Rossi, the hat trick. Completing the hat trick is Marco Rossi. This game is over. The Minnesota Wild now securely hold a 3-1 series lead over the defending Stanley Cup champion, Vegas Golden Knights. I'm going to write it down again because that's back-to-back games now where we've scored 5 goals. I'm going to write it down again. Offensive outburst. I mean, seriously, and I'm not going to underline this one. I'm not going to underline this one. Actually, you know what? I should, because it's more impressive than the last one. So I'm going to double underline it. I'm going to double underline it. But this team is really just doing it for me. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot of just very solid defensive plays. This series would be a sweep if we scored 1 goal in regulation in game number 1. If we scored 1 goal in game number 1, this series would be over. I'm excited. I'm ready. This team is impressing me. This team is impressing me quite a fair amount, to be honest with you. Up 3-1 on the defending Stanley Cup champions, you have a chance to take the series on the road, T-Mobile Arena, in the middle of shit-ass nowhere, the desert. You got to score first. Power play, Minnesota. Killed off. That's fine. We're out shooting them. That's what matters. Shots on net. Pucks on net. Offensive zone face-off. Halfway through the first now. This is your chance, boys. This is your chance. Barbashev scores from the hash marks. That's fine. Fleury. If Fleury lets in 3 goals a game, I'm happy with that. 3 or less, and I can work with that. 3 or less, and the offense just needs to be there. The offense just needs to help a brother out. Okay, but Mark Stone scores. That's fine. They are absolutely due for a game. If they score like 5 or 6 goals this game, I would not be surprised. They are absolutely due for just a shellacking of us. Yeah, Michael scoring again. Power play again for Vegas. Who's taking all these penalties for us? Is it Middleton? Brodin. High-sticking double minor? Eesh. Okay. Oops. Goals is what I wanted. Third period. Power play for Vegas. Long one. Power play for us now. Let's get back in it. Zuccarello with a goal from the Hashies. There's still plenty of time to get back in this hockey game now. Still plenty of time. 10 minutes left. Alright, not a lot of time anymore. 3 minutes. And Theodore scores. That's going to end the game there. But that's fine. That is just fine. Because this team still holds a 3-2 series lead. And now we have the chance to end the series on home ice and go to the Western Conference Final. I'm not worried at all about the team. I am worried about my voice. My throat is very sore. It's like I said, I didn't even bother getting a cup of tea tonight because I thought we were just going to get dumped on by the Oilers. But we're surviving. No, we're thriving. We are thriving. At home for game number 6. Long power play for Vegas gets killed off. We need the first goal here. And taking all these penalties is not going to do it for you. Taking penalties is not how you score unless your name is Matthias Janmark. That's just not how it works. But through the first clean, these are the types of games that we win. These are the types of games that we win. I want to see this. Limit offense, that is how this team wins games. If there's like a 7-6 game, we lose that game every time. But if there's like a 2-1, 3-2 game, that's us. That's us. But Mark Stone breaks the tie about halfway through the game. There's 4 minutes left in the third, or the second. My apologies. And at the end of the second period, we were down by 1. I would really love to win this game and just get it done here. I really do not want to have to go back to Vegas for a 7th game. But that would require 2 goals in the third, or 1 goal in the third, and an overtime frame, which less than ideal for several reasons. But third period at home, you just need 1 to tie it up. And I'm calling on Kaprizov. I'm calling on Rossi or Boldy. I'm calling on Shillington, even power play. Spurgeon, give it to me. Nothing. Nothing. Halfway through the third. You got to get one late here. Another power play. You got to get one late here. And Jonas Brodin scores just at the conclusion of the power play. 6 minutes left. Just hold on till overtime. Hold on till overtime. And the Minnesota Wild have a chance to clinch a second consecutive series in the overtime frame. We got to jump in now. But we are starting the overtime frame on the power play, which I did not realize. We were going to lose the faceoff there. Shillington is back now to collect the puck. Kicking it out to Kaprizov. Shillington comes away with it. Who's that up now? Johansson. He's got some space. Johansson taking it to the side. Over to Boldy. Down to Eriksson. The shot to the back of the net is a ridiculous one. But Pietrangelo trying to get knocked off the puck now. Marchessault comes away with it. Up to Roy. Or Waugh. Or somebody. Shillington with actually a beautiful play there. And Vegas took a second penalty. We are now going to go on the 5-on-3. Nick Roy with the slashing call. And the 5-on-3 for Minnesota. This is exactly how we won Game 1 overtime. Against the Oilers, we're on a 5-on-3 and we just scored. Let's just score, boys. It's that easy. It's that simple. Just score. Paul Cotter wins the faceoff. Back to Shea Theodore. He dumps it out. Eriksson with a Kevin Pillar grab on that puck. The pass is intercepted. Cotter dumps it in deep. We got a minute here, the 2-man advantage. And then it's back to just a regular man advantage. But a 2-on-1. Nope. Shea Theodore's back. Kaprizov taking it out in front to Johansson. Slipping through the 5-hole is the puck. And Johansson, his first goal of the postseason, is the series winner. And the Minnesota Wild advance over the defending Stanley Cup champions to the Western Conference Final. Johansson with a stinker of a goal on the power play. The centering pass into the slot, and he just puts it on the net, and it trickles through the legs of Logan Thompson. That is how you win hockey games in the playoffs. And now the handshake line, baby. The Minnesota Wild advance to the Western Conference Finals. Unbelievable. An absolute miracle run from the Minnesota Wild. This team, 2 months into the season, was out of playoff contention. On Christmas Day, this team was not in a playoff spot. And we worked it back. Some line changes, some clutch acquisitions for the bottom 6. And we worked this team back not only into a playoff team, but into a Western Conference Final appearance. I think it's worth noting that at the start of the series, in episode 1, I mentioned that the Minnesota Wild best playoff performance was the Western Conference Final in the year 2002. 22 years after that, we have equaled. In year number 1, we have equaled the best playoff appearance for the Minnesota Wild in franchise history and the best playoff appearance for this franchise since I have been alive. Let's advance. Winnipeg and Nashville is who we're going up against, either one of those, and they are in a game number 7 in the second round. We will advance, take a look at the stats, the playoff tree, and our opponent's lines, and then we will call it there one more day. And we are facing the Winnipeg Jets. 50-24-8, the Winnipeg Jets. That's going to be a tough task. It's going to be a very tough task. I should save this game because that was a game 7. I would hate to lose that and make the Jets lose if we have ever had to restart that. But the Western Conference Finals. Oh, Buffalo made the Eastern Conference Final. Jesus, Buffalo versus Pittsburgh in the East, and Winnipeg versus Minnesota in the West. Let's take a look at this here. So Winnipeg beats Nashville in 7. Obviously, we beat Vegas in 6. Pittsburgh over the Rangers in 7. And Buffalo beats the Leafs in 5. So very, very interesting there. Buffalo versus the Penguins. And Winnipeg versus the Jets. Let's take a look at the player stats here. So Kaprizov had a good series assist-wise, not so much just one goal in the series there. But Zuccarello as well had a very, very good series. Boldy, Eriksson, Zadina, that's a good acquisition there. Johansson, he has 6 points. 4 of them came in the same game. That's insane. And his one goal is also the series winner. Rossi Ogren, there you go, that fourth liner with 5 points now in the postseason. Is he doing better than Freddie Gaudreau? Ooh, by a long way. Yeah, Freddie Gaudreau is not great, to be honest. So if ever we need to make a line change, we can swap up Ogren to that third line in exchange for Gaudreau. Let's take a look at our goalies now. Fleury has played all 11 games for us with a 941 and a 195. 8-2-1 is his record. 1 shutout there for him. We love that. We love that so much. I'm so ready for the squad. I'm so ready for the squad. Let's take a quick little peek over at the lineup for the Winnipeg Jets. They're going to have Connor. They're going to have Scheifele. They're going to have Hellebuck. But did they add anybody? So Connor Scheifele, Toffoli as well. That's right. They got a full season of Tyler Toffoli. Nick Ehlers. So it doesn't look like they added anybody. One Monahan as well. Defensively, that is the same team. Is Colin Miller there in real life? I don't quite know. But to my knowledge, it doesn't look like they added anybody to this team. Fleury is playing better than that. We had the same record though, 8-3-1. But Fleury is he's a smidgen better. But other than that, I think that's gonna do it for the video here. We beat the Vegas Golden Knights in 6 games, an electric 6 games that featured 2 overtime frames. And winning the series in overtime is just awesome. That's just sick. I'll never get enough of that. But that's going to do it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching the video, and we will see you in the next one for the Western Conference Final against the Winnipeg Jets. I can't wait to see y'all there. Hope you're having a good night, and we will see you in the next one.